Konnichiwa minasan. Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to Saral Japani YouTube channel and I am your friend Sujoy Chatterjee. Today is lesson 44 of this series and today's topic is how to ask the age of a person or how to tell one's age. So basically we are going to look at the counters for age in Japanese. Before going into the age, what is a counter by the way? Every language has its own method of counting things. In Japanese also, there are hundreds of such counters. A counter may thus be defined as a word that describes a thing that one is counting. Such things may be people, time, animals, age, and so on. For example, we have here few items: 50 kilometers per hour, 250 kilograms, 15 inches, and so on. So here we have the numeral value and followed by the unit. And then we have items like 25 years, 50 cows, 8 hours, and so on. So this is numeral followed by the counter. So from this, you now understand what's the difference between a unit and a counter. So a counter is nothing but something that quantifies a value. It quantifies the a certain thing. Now look at few counters of Japanese now. People is expressed as nin, money or currency is expressed as en, or to the foreign world it is yen. Small animals hiki, small objects are referred to as ko, time in ji for hour and fun or pun for minute. And similarly for age we have sai and ikats, sai. So basically the counters tell us how many or how much of a thing. So today's lesson is basically counter for age, and there are certain prerequisites for this lesson. Basically the chapters on numbers and counting and the interrogation what. So lesson 9 was the numbers and counting from 1 to 99. Lesson 10 was numbers and counting for 100 and above. And lesson 35 belonged to what kind of questions, that is nan and nani. So these three lessons are very, very important. Without going through these lessons, if you watch the rest of this video, you things will not be much clear to you. The links to these above three lessons videos are given in the description section of this video. So do refer to these videos if you have any doubts on these so that today's lesson is very, very clear to you. Counter for age. Nan sai desu ka? So as you know now that when a sentence is ended with ka, it's an interrogation. It's a question. So nan sai desu ka? Nan means what? So nan sai desu ka? Sai is the counter for age. So this is very clear that it tells us it questions about the age of a person. So nan sai desu ka means what's your age or how old are you? How old are you is the better interpretation of this word nan sai desu ka, because here your anata is not mentioned here. So nan sai desu ka, how old are you? This is how we ask the age of a person. In Japanese, sai is used to inquire or tell the age of a person. It is worth noting that sai is added after the numeric value of the age and never before it. Psi will never be used to express the age of non-living things. It is solely for living beings, the age of living beings. So now let's look at some examples. Watashi wa 15 sai desu. Watashi wa 15 sai desu. Now, if you have done the numerals chapter, you know that jugo means 15. So that means this is I am 15 years old. This is the kanji for 15. and this is sai. So 15 years. I am 15 years old. Watashi wa 15 desu. Honda-san wa 36 sai desu. 36. What's that? San means 3, Ju means 10, Roku means 6. So this is 36. Mr. Honda is 36 years old. Honda-san wa 36 sai desu. Haha wa 67 sai desu. Haha. What is haha? Haha means my mother. So Okusan is sorry. For haha we have next we have haha wa 67 sai desu. So what is haha? Haha means one's own mother. So we don't say watashi no haha. That doesn't make any sense because haha itself means my mother. So haha wa rokuju nana sai desu means my mother is 67 years old. And this is the kanji for 67 numeral. Sai is the counter for age. So this is 67 years old. My mother is 67 years old. Haha wa rokuju nana sai desu. Watashi no ototo wa 42 sai desu. Ototo, you might remember. So, haha, ototo. So, these all we have done when we discussed about my family. Watashi no ototo wa 42 sai desu means my younger brother is 42 years old. Ototo means younger brother. My younger brother is 42. This is 42, 42 sai desu. Watashi no ototo wa 42 sai desu. So, now the question, how old are you? Nansai desu ka? So now here we have used the kanji. We have already done this kanji in the last lesson of kanji we did. So this is nansai desu ka? What, how old are you? And if we say, what is your age? The impolite way of answering, of asking what is your age is, anata wa nansai desu ka? You might remember we have earlier discussed that anata is a word which is not generally preferred in Japanese language because when we do not use your in Japanese too often because it is considered to be rude or impolite. So this is avoided, but when we ask a younger one who is younger in age than us or among friends, very informal communication, there we may use anata. So that's why we have mentioned it as this is an impolite way of asking someone's age. Anata wa nansai desu ka? What is your age? Or nansai desu ka? Simply, it is how old are you? Now let's take a look at the numerals table. On the left side, this portion, we have the numerals which are very, very familiar to us. Ichi, ni, san, yon, go, roku, nana or shichi, hachi, kyu, and ju. So this is 1 to 10 numerals. And on the right side, we have the corresponding words for the counter age. That is, if it is 1 year old, then what will be the corresponding word in Japanese? If it is 2 years old, what will be the word? So this is the matching table. So 1 year, that is ichi, is the numeral, but the counter will not be ichisai. It will not be ichisai. It will be issai. So that's why you can see this is chisu, this is the chisaitsu, which is the double consonant. This is the double consonant form of sa. So it is issai. Ichisai, it won't be ichisai, it is issai. And do you know why this exception? Because Ichisai is little bit difficult to pronounce. It's not free flowing pronunciation, and to make the pronunciation easier, they have it has been blended in the form of a double consonant. So it is Issai because Issai is easier to pronounce than Ichisai. Next we have Nisai. This is as per the rule. For 3 years old, we have Sansai. Sansai. Then we have Yonsai for 4 years old. Gosai for 5 years old, Rokusai for 6 years old, Nanasai for 7 years old. Now the eighth one is the tricky one. Eighth numeral is Hachi. But 8 years old is not hachisai, it is hassai. So again, similar to issai, it is hassai, and it is again because hachisai is little difficult to pronounce, so hassai is a more friendly version. And you might remember that 800 was, it was not hachihyaku, it was happyaku. Happyaku 800, and there also this similar kind of double consonant usage was there. And similarly for san hyaku also it was sambyaku, sambyaku. So there also this blending was there, but in case of sai, this is there, that sambyaku, that kind of modification is not there, but for hachi it's there, happyaku, and now here it is hassai. Then we have q, qsai as usual, and ju, it is not jusai, it is jussai. So it should have been jusai, but it's not the case, it is jussai. And thus issai, hassai, and jussai are the three exceptions in the counting of age. So it differs from the numeral form of that uh, of that particular value. Next is 11, which is Juichi. Juichi is 11. And when it comes to age, it is Ju Issai. So just Ju gets added in front of the Issai. So this is 11. Ju Issai. That means Ju Ichi. Again, Juni. Juni means 12. So here it remains as Junisai. Similarly, 15 is Jugo. Jugosai. And again, Juhachi is Juhasai. Juhasai. And 20 is the most important one because 20 we call it, the numeral 20 is Niju, but when it comes to age, it is not Nijusai or it's not Nijusai or anything else, but it is Hatachi. Hatachi is the complete word for 20 years old. So Sai will not be added after Hatachi, and nor it is Nijusai. It's just Hatachi. So Hatachi des means 20 years old. Watashi wa Hatachi des means I am 20 years old. So there will not be Sai added for 20 years old. So here we have mentioned this one. Nijusai, it's not correct. It's Hatachi. Then we have few more examples. Tanaka-san no okusan wa 38 desu. What's that? What does that mean? Tanaka-san's wife, Okusan or Oksan. This is not Okusan. So in the last chapter, we have seen the devising of vowels. So this is Oksan. It's not Okusan because here we have k and s. So it's Oksan. And Tanaka-san's wife is 38 years old. Sanju Hasai desu. Watashi no oba-san wa 81 desu. 81 means 81. Hachiju Issai, 81 years old. My grandmother, Obasan, Obasan is 81 years old. Tomodachi no imoto wa 20 desu. Tomodachi no imoto wa 20 desu. My friend's sister. Imoto is sister. Tomodachi means friend. So my friend's sister is 20 years old. Hatachi. Tomodachi no imoto wa 22 sai desu. My friend's sister is 22 years old. So look at the difference. Hatachi des, niju ni sai des. So only for 20 it is hatachi. When it is 21 or 22, 21 will be niju ni sai, 22 will be niju ni, sorry, 21 will be niju isai des, 22 years old will be niju ni sai des. So now you must be looking at this kanji. This is the kanji for age, which is sai. The reason for not mentioning this kanji in the previous slides is that this kanji is a bit complicated, right? So we have not done this kanji in our kanji lessons. So I intentionally avoided this kanji and I just wrote hiragana sai. But here in this slide, since we are using both hatachi and sai at the same place, and for the same usage. So I thought that it should be mentioned here because although the kanji is the same, the pronunciation or the expression or the words are different. It is Hatachi also uses this kanji. So this is 20 years old. So that's why this symbol is used here for Hatachi. And here it is Niju ni Sai, Niju ni Sai. So it is again the same kanji symbol, but the words is different. It's Niju ni Sai. So in this sentence, this symbol is used for Sai, whereas for in this case, for 20 years old, this completely denotes Hatachi. The complete pronunciation of this term is Hatachi des. So same kanji, different words in different scenarios. So this is 20 years old, this is 22 years old. So this is very, very important. So this exception, Hatachi, and also the other exceptions that we just discussed on the numeral slide previously in our last two slides. So those are very, very important to remember. Next is another counter for age, which is oikatsu. 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 So pay attention to the pronunciation. I didn't say oikutsu. So this is again the devoicing of vowels since this is k and this is ts. So last lesson we saw that if there is u or e in between two unvoiced consonants, then the vowel gets devoiced. So here it won't be oikutsu, it will be oikats. And here also, this is the rule number 2 that if the sentence or the if the sentence ends with u or e sound after an unvoiced consonant, then also it may get devoiced sometimes. So we have seen that sai is used to inquire or tell the age of a person. In formal situations for extra politeness, for asking the age of elderly people, oikutsu is used instead of sai. Oikutsu, it is, you know that o is used as honorific prefix. So the actual word is ikutsu, ikutsu, and o is added for extra politeness or to give respect to the person. So it becomes oikutsu. So here is one example. Tomodachi no oto-san wa oikutsu desu ka? That means, how old is your friend's father? Tomodachi no oto-san means friend's father. How old is your friend's father? Tomodachi no oto-san wa oikutsu desu ka? Tomodachi no oto-san wa 50 sai desu. My friend's father is 50 years old. 50 years, it's 50 sai. 50 sai. So here you have seen that oikutsu has been used in place of nansai desu ka? Oikutsu desu ka? So this is similar to onamae wa nan desu ka? What is your name? Or go shokugyo wa nan desu ka? What is your occupation? What is your profession? So similarly, oikutsu desu ka means how old are you or what is your age? This is a polite way. So nansai desu ka and oikutsu desu ka, these two are the interrogation for age. So friends, we have come to the end of today's lesson of asking the age of a person, that is how old are you, and how the two counters sai and ikatsu are used to express the age and also to ask the age of a person. So this is the summary of lessons we have done so far. Today is the 44th lesson, and these are all the lessons that we have done in serial order. If you have not gone through, that means if you are a new subscriber to this channel, then I would request you to go through all these lessons in serial order so that you have a very systematic understanding of the language and how we have proceeded in this course so far. So we will meet again in the next lesson, that is lesson 45, with some new topic. Till then, keep learning and thank you for watching this video. Arigato gozaimasu. Mata imasho.